The diner was almost empty that afternoon, the hum of the old neon sign blending with the low murmur of conversation. She sat in a corner booth, coffee in hand, savoring the rare moment of peace. Her eyes, sharp and calculating, scanned the room without seeming to. Cataloging exits, the angles of the light, the rhythm of footsteps. She had been trained to notice everything, yet all she wanted now was anonymity. And then, without warning, a young soldier collided with her chair, sending her coffee trembling dangerously close to the edge. "Watch where you're going," he snapped, his frustration brittle and raw. She looked up, meeting his eyes for a brief second, and something inside her flickered. Not anger, not indignation, just a quiet assessment. In that instant, he saw only a woman scowling, not the commanding general of an entire division standing before him. The irony, of course, was delicious. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. The soldier muttered a hasty apology and turned back to his table. But the tension lingered, thick as the dust motes catching the sunlight through the diner's blinds. She could feel the judgment, the impatience, the invisible weight of every expectation he carried. For a moment she wondered if people ever realized how much pressure these young soldiers bore, the weight of unseen eyes, of missions that never left the confines of classified folders, of lives resting on decisions they weren't ready to make. She stirred her coffee slowly, the ceramic cup warm against her palms. The diner smelled of fried eggs and hash browns, a mundane smell that somehow clashed with the gravity of the life she led outside these walls. She wondered, fleetingly, if he even recognized the uniform beneath her casual clothes. Probably not. The soldier's friends were laughing at something across the room, the sound sharp, piercing. He noticed her glance and tensed, a flicker of guilt crossing his features. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, but she caught it. The smallest human moment can be as revealing as the grandest strategy, she thought. Time seemed to stretch. The moment lingered like the last note of a song, unresolved. She wanted to say something, a sharp word to humble him, a quiet reminder of respect, yet she held back. There was a lesson in patience. There was a power in restraint. And then it happened. The soldier stood abruptly, chair scraping against the linoleum floor. A wave of clattering metal echoing in the quiet diner. I didn't mean he started, but the words faltered as he saw her. Something in the set of her shoulders, the unyielding calm in her eyes, froze him mid-sentence. The murmurs began then, soft and uncertain, as the other diners turned their heads. No one moved. It was as if the room itself held its breath. He finally realized, too late, the truth. She wasn't just another civilian. She had commanded battalions, led missions where hesitation could mean death, where every decision bore a lifetime of consequences. She was the commanding general. The young soldier swallowed hard, the color draining from his face. I'm sorry, ma'am," he stammered, the casual arrogance of youth replaced by raw human vulnerability. She smiled then, not mockingly, not cruelly, but warmly, a gentle curve that carried understanding without indulgence. "We all make mistakes," she said softly, "even soldiers, especially soldiers." For a moment he couldn't speak, and she let him linger in that space. It was a lesson, a reminder that authority isn't wielded with fear, but with patience, with guidance, with the quiet certainty that even when chaos strikes, composure prevails. The air in the diner seemed lighter after that, the tension evaporating like steam from a hot cup of coffee. People returned to their conversations. The clatter of utensils resumed. The sunlight spilled through the windows, golden and forgiving. He stood there, rigid at first, then gradually relaxed, the weight on his shoulders visibly lifting. She left the diner moments later, her steps measured, the echo of her presence lingering longer than she did. Outside, the cold air wrapped around her like a familiar cloak, and she allowed herself a small, private smile. The world would never know, not really, the depth of the lives she carried, the choices made in shadows, the lives saved and lost in silence. But moments like these, small, human, unremarkable to most, carried a significance all their own. Because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. As she walked away, the soldier watched her disappear into the crowd. A mixture of awe and humility etched into his features. That afternoon, a lesson was learned and a heart quietly reshaped. The diner returned to its ordinary rhythm, yet nothing inside felt ordinary anymore. So, remember, respect is not demanded. It's quietly earned, often in ways that pass unnoticed, until the moment you least expect it. And the world, for all its chaos, still has room for a little grace. If this story moved you, if it reminded you of the quiet heroes you've met in your life, share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more stories that reveal courage in the most unexpected places, because sometimes the greatest battles are fought not on the field, but in the moments between us.